Every year, hundreds of children disappear from the streets of Kenya. But who takes them and where they end up has always been a mystery. Until now. For over a year, Africa Eye has been investigating Kenya's underground trade in stolen children.
Mbona nichukule mtoto wale na sijashindwa kule hata kani kwa street. Anirudishie mtoi wangu na ache kutuibia watoto.
My name is Jerry Mwangi. As a mother, the story I'm about to tell you is my worst nightmare. For years, an illegal black market in children has been operating in Kenya.
A series of abductions targeting children has rocked Nairobi recently, sending chills down the spines of many parents.
It is a trade in human lives that preys on our most vulnerable women, leaving unimaginable trauma in its wake.
It is a business stripped of any human emotions. Babies here are just another trading commodity. They are casually equated to grains.
In Nairobi, it is not hard to find women like Susan. Desperate mothers searching for their missing children, often for years after they were stolen. Susan has tried everything, but to no avail.
Na alipotea lini?
2016.
Unajua ni nani alimuiba?
Sijui ni nani alimchukua. Hiyo kijana yangu nikienda kwa barabara nipata mtoto anafanana na yeye. Nasikia vibaya. Nikasema tafadhali ingemshika nione tu alikufa nimshike baada ya kupotea na mtu.
I'm so sorry.
An estimated 60,000 children sleep on the streets of Nairobi. They have become prime targets for child traffickers. I went to meet Rebecca Wanjiru. She has been homeless for years and has raised her children on the streets of Nairobi.
Aduna za penye tu ulala. Ukwangu umeridhika usingizi. Kienda kugeuka umemaliza kujisaidia mtoto wako amedisappear. Say hiyo ndio life na sikupenda kwetu tukae kwa street.
Almost a decade ago, Rebecca herself fell victim to the traffickers. Her child was stolen from her as she slept and has never been seen since.
Saa 8 kugutuka nikapata sina mtoto. Na siwezi kuambia nani alichukuanga mtoi wangu na naitangwa Lawrence Josiah. Nikamtafuta hadi center nyingine, nimetembea hadi centers. Wale mimi naweza tamani tu kumuona, niridhike. Lakini alikufa nijua alikufa. Mbona nichukule mtoto wale na sijashindwa kule hata kani kwa street. Anirudishie mtoi wangu na ache kutuibia watoto.
I can't wait.
I've met 3 ladies today who lost their children, got snatched in the streets in their sleep, and they haven't seen them in so many years. They don't know whether they're alive or dead. I hope with them that they will find their children someday.
But who are the shadowy figures preying on these women? We've been approached by an informant. She claims to know an active child trafficker called Anita, who steals children and sells them to the highest bidder. Our informant agrees to go undercover and to meet Anita. She wants to find out why these children are stolen and where they end up.
Na Anita umefanya kazi miaka ngapi?
But just how many Anitas are out there on our streets? The simple answer is that we just do not know. There are no reliable statistics on child trafficking in Kenya. It's not long before Anita calls our source to another meeting. She claims to have stolen another child and already has a customer waiting.
Wewe akakutrustia mtoto.
But how big a problem is child trafficking in Kenya, and why is it happening?
This is a big issue in Kenya. We have the culture that to keep a marriage, you have to have a child. And on top of that, you also have to have a boy. So you go back to the village and they call you, you're barren. They call you a dry piece of wood. So what do you do to save your marriage? You steal a child.
Anita calls our informer to a meeting in downtown Nairobi. To her horror, she finds that Anita has stolen yet another baby.
Anita yako raru tirako. Neke gai. Ara nyira ite tukulege alegera. Hane gere gumiri na. Okay, bana mana.
Ngobaza maziwa sinola kakona wheat na kakona 5 months.
Ulijuaje mwezi yake hapo?
Ai si nilikuwa na kadi nilipita nayo.
Gai. Zote. Hivyo ukipatiana hadi na kadi.
Si ndio. Tunajioni.
Anita claims she already has a buyer lined up for the baby who is prepared to pay her 50,000 shillings. In a desperate attempt to stop Anita from selling the child, our informant tries to lure Anita into a more lucrative deal.
Kuna mjamaa aliniunganisha na mama. Mama ana mtoi, anataka mtoi mbaya. Mama amekubalia tata hata kama ni kieti. Kungoyo mwingine wa kichwani, huyo anatoa kieti.
Siko sawa.
Takubali.
Sio business tutapeleka kesho kama itakuwa
Kesho.
Wala.
Anita appears to have taken the bait. A child's life is in immediate danger, so we have reported the case to the police. They have launched an undercover operation to take down Anita. It's been decided that I should pose as the buyer and that a policewoman should accompany me, pretending to be my maid. Anita has called us to her base, a notorious backstreet in downtown Nairobi. Anita appears, but she seems cautious. And to my dismay, there is no sign of the baby. Now I must convince her that I am a real customer with a genuine problem.
Yeah. Na sasa unajua once umejua kitu kaa hiyo unafanya ni aliniambia nikuje niongee na wewe.
Bila kwa hiyo. Ukachali nilishika na kachoni.
Katika chali?
Choni nilikuwa nimeshika na 50. Sasa
Suddenly, our meeting is interrupted by a local police officer who is enforcing COVID restrictions. He has no idea that Anita is the target of a sting.
Tutembee tu na wewe. Tutembee tu pole pole.
As soon as the police leave, Anita continues the negotiations. Anita agrees to the deal. We arrange to meet later that afternoon. As 5 o'clock approaches, our team regroups. The trap is set. As soon as Anita arrives with the baby, the police will swoop in, arrest her, and release the child. But she never does. 5 o'clock comes and goes, but Anita is nowhere to be found.
So we hope that she will get in touch and she will bring the baby next time and we can save this baby and we can stop Anita from destroying other children's lives.
But Anita never calls. A few days later, we get word that she sold the baby to a higher bidder. We tried to put our allegations to her, but she did not respond. Our attempt to reunite the child with its mother has failed. The police will continue their search for Anita. But tonight, like every night, thousands of children will sleep on the streets of our capital. And those who prey on them are watching, waiting for their moment to pounce.